is public comment, and Heather, this is just on agenda items, is that correct?
That's correct. And
Okay.
I do have two when everybody else is done. I have the two of the commissioners that weren't here asked me to read a statement
Okay.
from them.
Got Sylvia Pate?
Sylvia Pate, 111 Charlotte Street. Well, it's very disappointing to come to the meeting again. There's only 3 commissioners here present to represent the interests of town of Holden Beach for apparently such an important item that you have on your agenda as to go into executive session to have a consultation with your attorney. Aside from that, whether there's a quorum or not, my comments aren't really about that. It's that the town of Holden Beach is supposed to be represented by 5 commissioners and a mayor who are all elected by the voters of Holden Beach, whether I or anyone else voted for you or not. That's irrelevant. You're elected to represent the town of Holden Beach, which includes all of the registered voters and property owners. I'm tired of hearing about the small vocal minority or the silent majority. We're all about the best interests of Holden Beach. And based on the majority of the votes since December of 2023, some might say the outcome would be no different whether the other 2 commissioners and the mayor are here or not. But it's not just about how the vote turns out. It's about the ability of the others to participate in the discussion and express their opinions and concerns, not only for themselves, but from the residents that probably have reached out to them, and ultimately to be a part of the government process that they were elected to. I'm not certain about the content of the closed session that you're going to have today, other than it says you're going to consult with your attorney. But if it's regarding the pending legal action regarding the quorum question or rules of procedure, I would like to suggest that perhaps when you are in your consultation that you advise your attorney to try to seek mediation for this process. These issues, rather than trying to spend a lot of money and time and effort that it's going to take for her to litigate these issues or to pay to seek additional help that might be needed. It just seems like it might be a lot of expense. So I would suggest that we try to move forward. Seems like these issues could be easily mediated, though I'm not an attorney. I have spent a lot of years working with local governments in planning and trying to resolve issues similar to this, and it seems to be like there are issues that could be mediated. I appreciate you letting me comment, and thank you for your time as commissioner, but I think it's time for all of us to come together for the best interests of the town of Holden Beach.
Regina Martin?
Regina Martin, 1032 Ocean Boulevard West. Similar to Sylvia. I guess my biggest concern is that there's only 3 commissioners here. Y'all are having a closed session. My question is it not possible that you could have these meetings not at 10 o'clock, not at 1 o'clock when you call them as special meetings? What's wrong with 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock? Just to accommodate people who actually work. I know that sometimes it's hard to coordinate everyone's schedule. I know from the last meeting that Rick Smith is recovering from surgery, so I'm sure you all expected him not to be here. But it's really hard for someone who holds a job, and a very important job as a vet. If your dog was needing to have surgery today, I guess you wouldn't want Paige to be here. You'd want her to be taking care of your dog, which is actually her job and her obligation as a veterinarian. I don't know about the mayor himself, but I believe it would be better if you could just get everybody together. It would be wonderful, and it would look so much better. Thank you.
Keith Smith?
Hey, good afternoon. I wanted to speak about, you're going in closed session with the attorney, and I made a request, I guess it was back in December, public records request, and it went through the attorney. So I'd like to speak to that. If you're going to consult, maybe this might be a topic you can bring up. Just a simple Google search says the right to know about local government's public activities is generally considered a civil right, primarily protected by the principle of the freedom of information, which allows citizens to access government records and documents, ensuring transparency in government operations. This right is often considered through the state level, sunshine laws, or federal Freedom of Information Act. So I made a FOIA request. And in that request, I asked for 1 year's correspondence between all commissioners, sitting commissioners, ones that are here, ones that are not here. And it took 40 days, almost 40 days, maybe a little over, to get the response. One of the check-ins I made with Heather was, hey, just checking, following up on this request. It's been, several days, weeks, and something that takes like a, I don't know, 2-second search in your email to come up with. I was trying to figure out what was taking so long to come up with the answer. And it said, well, the attorney is looking over the documents. Okay, I get it. It was about the former town manager, and so there's some private stuff there. I get that. But my problem was this, and my problem with the Freedom of Information Act and the First Amendment right to have information of what's going on in private, there shouldn't be anything going on in private. Out of those responses, for 1 year's communication between all you eliminated a person's job in 3 emails. I got 3 emails out of all that. There's something missing. And so my speculation leads me to believe there's something going on. And then now I hear a lady has informed me just out of the blue. I run the Holden Beach Happenings, and out of the blue, she's like, wait a minute, I've seen those 3 meetings. Talk about you guys. And I'm like, what do I do with that? And now I have to go file a lawsuit because you guys won't share what you're sharing behind closed doors? You served a public office. And whatever you think in private, whatever you want to say in private, say it in private. I'm okay with that. But when it comes to the town, it needs to be public. Even if you don't like, for this instance, I don't like David Hewitt. I don't like what he does. He doesn't do what we tell him. That's fine. There's a lot of people I don't like. But those comments are in public, so we can all see what your thought process is and why you create your action. And so, that's just my opinion. And I think it's backed up with, like constitutional law.
Sorry, that's time.
Is that
That's
our new
time,
alarm?
that's time. I don't know.
Yes, I love it. So anyway,
Thank
so
you.
listen, if it's gonna be public, let's be public. Thank you.
I don't even know what that was. Sorry.
It was effective. Okay.
And then if I could read those.
Anybody else?
Nope.
I think that's it for the list. So,
I'll read them.
item 3, please, Heather.
Oh, can I read these two really quick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
So from Commissioner Dyer, she wrote, today's special meeting was scheduled at 12:50 p.m. on Wednesday. I did not receive any information about the content of the meeting or that's my availability or scheduling. I have made it known on numerous occasions that Tuesdays and Thursdays are days that I am not available for meetings before 5 p.m. With barely 48 hours notice, there's no way I can make today's meeting. I want to make it clear that I'm unable to make this meeting due to business commitments. I'm fully committed to my patients and their well-being. And then Commissioner Smith said, I would like to apologize for my absence at this and the past 2 Board of Commissioner meetings. I had major surgery and have been restricted from travel until released by my team of doctors. We are working toward me being able to return home and available for our March BOC meeting. And then I could read number, oops, sorry.
Motion
Can I just make a statement real quick? Just so everybody knows, I did not receive a request about availability, nor was I given any information on what the subject matter was on the meeting. I did look into it, and I think it needs to be addressed in a timely fashion, so I made myself available. It usually comes down to a matter of choices and priority in doing this stuff, and we all have our own choices and priorities. Thank you.
Okay, so can we move to number 3 now? Heather, if you
So
speak.
do we make a motion, Heather, or do you read it?
If I could read it, and I think Sydney's gonna add to it, and then, you guys can make a motion if that works.
Yeah.
Sure.
Closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318-1183, consult with the attorney.
Sydney, can you move the microphone closer?
It's in relation to Mr. Ragland versus Town of Holden Beach. documented as 25 PV 0012001 hyphen 090.
Motion to go into closed session.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.